Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and today we are going to have what we call daddy-daughter discussions, where I get together with my beautiful daughter Patrice, and we talk about all the things that fathers and daughters might want to talk about, should talk about, might never talk about, or whatever. So, how you doing today, Patrice?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You're not smiling. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, but you ready? You serious? What's on your mind today? What's so serious today?
Marie Holmes' boyfriend that she kept bailing out of jail is cheating on her.
Wait, who's Marie Holmes again? She's the girl who won the lottery, right?
She won 188 million.
Oh yeah, she kept bailing him out. Let me see. And she spent. I remember she spent like a few million, wasn't it 5 million, 6 million to bail him out, and then he went back to jail, and she bailed him out again, and again
Mm-hmm.
and again. Interesting.
Altogether, altogether, I think it was like 20 million.
Oh, 20 million on bail. Oof. I bet you. I bet you those. What town is she in? Does she live in a big city or a small town?
She's from North Carolina. I don't know if she lives in a big city or not.
I'm sure if she's from a small town, I'm sure they love her. She's just giving that money away to white people. Um, okay, so let's see. I found an article here on Centric.com. Woman claiming to be involved with Sauce goes on public tirade. Sauce, I guess, is the name of the dude who got caught up in, or who they all fighting over or whatever. Like, okay, so you got women fighting over the dude who's going back and forth to jail. Okay, let's see. The North Carolina mother of four, who won 188 million in lottery winnings, has been making headlines for bailing out her boyfriend multiple times last year. Now Holmes is being publicly blasted by a woman who claims to be involved with her boyfriend. The woman alleges that Lamar Sauce McDowell has been using Holmes' money to take care of other women. She said, while you bailing this nigga out, he taking care of every bitch around except for you. The unidentified woman says in a video obtained by Media Takeout, the most reliable media outlet in the country. Let's see. So she says, you can come to the hood any motherfucking day. I don't mind tearing a bitch ass up and praying about it on Sunday, the woman threatened. She went on to throw several insults at Holmes, including that Holmes used to beg for rides, among other profanity laced accusations. How you a millionaire, but your hair looking like you on Section 8? The woman says. The video is far too graphic to share here at Centric, but if you want to catch it in its entirety, you can go here. No, thank you. So, there's more. I'm not going to read more because it just sounds kind of silly and crazy. What are your thoughts about this?
I don't know. I'm starting to think it sounds silly too. I don't think we should do this daddy daughter discussions.
No, no, I think it's worth talking about. I really do because you'll see a lot of young girls getting caught up in guys that just bring nothing but chaos to their lives. Love is a powerful thing. Love is a lot like a drug. People become addicted to other people. And sometimes we most of the time don't make rational decisions when it comes to love. And I think everybody at some point has been in love with somebody that they had no business being in love with. And love can cause you to make dumb decisions. I mean, I really think this woman's going to end up in a bad situation because of her association with this man. But at the same time, they say birds of a feather flock together. So maybe she's, living a life that's not the healthiest either. What is your take on this? I mean, if you had a friend, if Marie was your friend, because you and Marie aren't that far apart in age. It's funny. She's got four kids, so she can't be too young. I hope. So what do you think? What would you tell her if she were your friend?
Not to keep bailing him out, and if all of that stuff is true, then she definitely needs to leave him alone because it just wasn't very smart to me. He was arrested for heroin, selling heroin. Your girlfriend wins $188 million from the lottery, and you decide to sell heroin. Like that's the only business venture you can think of.
Mm.
So to me, I mean that relationship just sounds like a joke anyways.
Well, here's what Sauce said. Okay, now just so people know, Holmes, yeah, she spent over 20 million bailing him out. Um, and he's been arrested on charges related to heroin, gun possession, street racing, among other charges. And here's what he said. He said, "We are a couple, and I am the father of her youngest child. This is what people do for each other. She has the money, and she can do whatever she wants with it. If I had that money, then I would do the same for her. People are just jealous because of how much she won, and people want to see me locked in jail.
Well, I'm actually looking at rolling out right now, and I'll read this to you. It says Powerball winner Marie Holmes is back in the news again over an encounter with the law. Holmes reached fame when she won $127 million in after taxes last year. Since then, she has spent millions bailing her boyfriend Lamar Sauce McDowell out of jail. Apparently, McDowell has quite a reputation with the ladies in town, and his alleged philandering has caused friction between Holmes and another woman named Lorna Marlowe. According to criminal charges, Holmes is accused of making threatening and harassing phone calls on January 10, 2016. So now Holmes is actually facing criminal charges for, I guess, threatening this girl.
So she's about to be bailing herself out of jail too, then, huh?
Yep.
Hmm.
So, valuable lesson, don't be spending money to bail somebody out of jail, and don't be trying to fight their side pieces in your position, dumbass.
Well, yeah, I see this. It looks like yeah, they have a criminal. Okay, I see the criminal summons here. It's funny. It makes me think about, this week with the lottery coming up. A lot of people are asking me about, what that would mean for people, to win the lottery and what they should do with the money and stuff like that. And they also asked me why a lot of lottery winners go broke. Um, a lot of the reason lottery winners go broke is because the people who tend to buy a lot of lottery tickets are already bad with money, because
Mm,
buying a lottery ticket is already a very bad financial decision, especially if you buy lots of them. And what's unfortunate, and this is why a lot of people don't like the lottery, they feel like they're selling, it's a wealth transfer from poor to middle class people, because what they do is they sell hope to poor people. Like, if you buy this ticket, you might win, and you never know. You pray to Jesus, he might let you win the lotto, and so you buy a whole bunch of tickets. And what they do is they take that money and they put it into, like, universities, which middle class people tend to attend the most. So effectively, it's kind of like this, this little game that they play with people to kind of keep them broke. And so what happens is, if you're lucky enough to win the lottery, money tends to make you just more of what you already are. So if you're already doing dumbass things with your money, then winning the lottery is only going to make you do bigger dumbass things. So ultimately, a lot of lottery winners go broke. A lot of their lives get ruined. There are a lot of lottery winners who've died, who've been killed, by friends who came up missing. Just all kinds of stuff. Who quit talking to relatives, who ended up in bankruptcy court, who ended up deep in debt, who ended up getting arrested for different things. And so, I feel bad for them, because what they really need is they need somebody that can really mentor them. They need an older person that can help them understand what they're blowing, what they're throwing away. Because Marie, she needs to understand, that 20 million that she just gave away to the state, she gave away to those racist white people who are looking for reasons to arrest them so that they can get more bail money. That money's going to be used to put somebody else's child through school. She got 4 children. And if she goes through all of that money, and the thing is, people think that you can't go through 188 million. Just one little thing, like forgetting about the tax burden, or making sure you don't pay the taxes on the things that you buy or whatever, that could wipe your money out fast. Like Will Smith did a really good video a few years ago I watched, where he was explaining how $1 million really ain't a lot of money. He said, so for example, he said the IRS is going to take half off the top. He said, so if you think, well, I got $1 million, I'm going to be safe, and I'm only going to buy a $600,000 house, he said, you already done went broke right there.
mm-hmm.
And so he was breaking down basically how in his first album, he did really well and he made a lot of money. So the second album, they spent all the money for the second album before they even made it, and the second album flopped. So he got lucky; he was able to recover. But a lot of young people make those really bad decisions, and I just think with her, I just see two of those dynamics. Number one, a bad investment, bailing somebody out over and over again when he clearly appears to either not want to be out of the system, or the system won't let him go. Either way, he's dragging the family down. And then number two, bad relationships. A good way to ruin your life is with a bad relationship. Your relationship is actually the biggest investment that you make. So when people talk to me about getting wealthy and building, wealth and all that, I tell them first thing you got to think about is how do you invest your life. If you invest your life in bad people or in bad situations or dumb situations, then you can forget about trying to get rich. You're just gonna be trying to keep your head above water, because a bad person will bring so much poison into your life that they'll destroy everything you ever worked for. I have seen professors and doctors end up dead in their relationships because they married or hung out with the wrong person. So you got to be really careful. What do you think?
I agree. I agree. And hopefully she gets out of the situation fast because it hasn't been looking good from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. I feel bad for the kids too. I mean, I wonder if they have that money invested. Like, I wonder if they really have it. Like, I know they're spending a lot, but I really wonder. I mean, if she just sitting on it. It's fun. I saw one guy who won the lottery, and he said that the day after he won the lottery, he got like 10,000 pieces of mail, like the next day, for people asking for money. And he also said that he had to change his number, change his address, get security for his family, because people will kidnap a lottery winner. Like, like, like they will if they can get some of that money, they will come get it. And so he had to really protect himself. And he said that a lot of his relatives stopped speaking to him, because even after he gave them money, like he gave them 50,000, they thought they were supposed to get 100,000. So they would get mad at him and say, "You disgust me. I don't want to talk to you no more." So he said some of his relatives stopped speaking to him after he gave them money. So like when you win the lottery, it's like it can be a blessing or a curse. And really, I would just say, what she probably needs is a good investment advisor who can. She needs an investment advisor and a life coach. Like she needs an older woman who can advise her about making good choices as a human being for her children. And then she also needs somebody that's going to say, okay, I'm gonna take, if you got 90 million of that money left, because remember the IRS is going to take about half or whatever. You got 90 million, 100 million left, whatever you got left. We're going to take 90% of that, and that money's gonna go into trust. You can't even touch that money, until you know enough to manage it properly. The rest, if you want to blow it on, a stupid boyfriend, whatever. So, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Did you have another thought on it, or you just think it's just crazy?
I think it's just crazy.
Mm. You know what? The last thing I'll say about that then is, you know, oh, there was a final thought I had on the boyfriend. Oh, geez, I can't remember what it was. Oh, the whole cheating thing. The whole cheating thing. What's funny to me, and maybe you can explain this to me. I don't know. Help me understand this. So, if there's a guy who's running around town and he's getting with all the different women, why do the women fight each other? Like, why not? Why don't they get together and fight him?
Well, being that I don't fight over no man ever, I would say they just have low self esteem.
Mm.
And oxytocin plays a big part in it too. But low self esteem plays a bigger part in it. Because what?
Like you said, oxytocin.
hmm Because they're willing to fight each other versus fighting him because he's gonna move on regardless.
Mm.
But Marie Holmes, I don't understand why the hell she's fighting over that clown. Because I mean, she has 180, well, probably like $102 million now. Because she's been acting like a daggone fool for this clown, and hopefully she'll just let him go. Because I mean, she really doesn't need him. She don't need him. So I don't understand it. I don't know.
Well, I guess
But
she.
I know my mama raised me differently. I ain't got to fight over no man ever.
Yeah, I don't think it looks good. I mean, it just looks kind of silly when you see two girls fighting over a guy who doesn't care
But
about.
when you, but here's the truth though. When you dealing with hood folks, you can give them as much money as you want. You probably still can't take that hood personality out of their whole swag, their way of living, everything. If they hood, they hood. So I'm sure if she was broke, she'd probably be on the same stuff.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna look down on hood folks. People from the hood, because I do see people from the hood who want to do better. But
I'm not
sometimes,
talking about people from the hood. I'm talking about people who have that mentality.
so
People who think that way. I think it's what I'm trying to say. Because I mean, I when I was younger, I lived downtown, so I can't really talk about just because you live there that makes you. I think that some people just grew up in a hood situation. Like their families are super ghetto, their friends are super ghetto. It don't mean you have to be from a certain area to be ghetto.
what is a hood mentality? What does that look like?
Ghetto, like fighting over dudes who's going back and forth to jail. Fighting over somebody who done got this girl pregnant and he got you pregnant at the same time. Like stuff like that. People who act like that, I think that's stupid.
Mm. Well, you know what? I see people from all different backgrounds who do stupid things over love. So I think love is a hard beast to kind of manage. But I'll definitely say that I do see the low self esteem, and what I tend to see is I see a lot of young girls who I think would act different if they had strong fathers, if they had daddies. Like I think that the presence of a father makes a big difference. Like you see a lot of little girls acting in ways that don't make any sense, just fighting like dudes and stuff like that. And I can't imagine a girl with a strong father really acting like that. I think that sometimes that self-esteem, just whatever it is, the abandonment, the anger, or whatever, just kind of brings out stuff that doesn't look healthy. And as far as like what might be called a hood mentality, I just think in general, there is a self-destructive mentality, and I think that the way you can't control what other people do to you, but you can control how you respond. Like you can respond in a way that is ignorant, or you can respond in a way that's dignified. Like, did you see that video with that girl who keyed up that guy's car and then almost ran him over? You see that video?
Yep.
What'd you think about that?
She need her ass beat.
Mm, okay. I don't know if I disagree one way or the other, but I will say that she looked. You know what I saw? I saw somebody who was hurt and didn't know how to respond to her pain in a way that was healthy. Like I felt like she was mentally ill. I felt really bad for her, but at the same time, I was afraid of her. It was like watching a horror movie, and it made me feel bad for her man. But I felt bad for her too, even though she was dangerous. She deserved to be in jail for what she was doing. But it's like you see a lot of that happen. Even in my neighborhood, there was a guy who got into it with some girl, and I mean, she was terrorizing this man. I mean, just doing stuff that literally led to the police being called. And when the police came, she left and then drove by the police car in her friend's car and was spying on this guy and was literally torturing this man the whole night. And she was apparently upset because I guess it had something to do with another girl. Because all I kept hearing was, "Bring that bitch outside, bring that hoe outside." Right? I kept hearing that. And the thing was, I was thinking, I felt bad for her because number one, she was in pain, but at the same time, she looked ridiculous. I mean, she was making herself look like a complete idiot. She was probably gonna go to jail, and it was turned into a domestic violence situation. And that video was definitely a domestic violence situation. And I think that people got to understand, everybody gets their feelings hurt. Everybody gets disappointed. There's no law, there's no contract in a relationship that says that the person has to do anything for you. They can literally screw you over, and the way you respond is up to you though. I mean, you can respond in a way that makes you look stupid, that gets you locked up, that makes you appear that much more desperate, or you can respond with dignity. Dignity means you say, you know what, I'm not going to be where I'm not wanted. I'm very disappointed in the way you behaved, but I'm gonna move on with my life. I'm gonna go find a better situation for myself. And as much as I'm mad that I have to cut my losses, that's all you can do. You show up at somebody's house, you throwing bricks through the window and trying to punch people in the face and all that. That's domestic violence. You go to jail for that. And I think that a lot of people don't think, or maybe some young women don't feel that domestic violence rules and laws apply to them. And what made me feel bad for the guy was not only was he dealing with a terroristic lunatic, but he had mentioned that she'd called the police and said that he was abusing her. So he was filming her because he needed evidence, because she was going and lying on him and saying he was doing this and doing that. Because if you're a black man and if somebody accuses you of domestic violence, the police are automatically going to believe the accuser. So I tell guys that if you're dealing with, a crazy situation, you need to get away from that. The minute that stuff sparks up, the minute that violence pops off, or people are breaking the law, whether it's harassing somebody or threatening somebody, you detach, you shut it down and get away. Because if you stay in that situation, you mix it up with people, they're gonna take you to jail first because you're the black man. So that that's a rule that I think a lot of guys unfortunately learn the hard way. But you got to detach from those crazy people. You know. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say. You good? You got anything else on your mind? All
No.
right. All right. Well, this was fun. This was a good conversation. All right. So, everybody, this is me and my daughter Patrice. She blogs by the name Naturally Treese, and she does hair and nails and makeup and celebrity gossip. And she's just good. She's good at what she does. And me, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. And if you're in a relationship, find your peace of mind. If somebody is taking away your peace of mind, then you probably need to take that person out of your life, because there are 7 billion other people that you could be hanging out with. At least half of them are the opposite gender. So go and find love where you deserve it. Don't waste your life in a bad, dumb situation, and definitely don't get yourself locked up over no nonsense. It's just not worth it. All right. So until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are gone. Peace.